appears to be the front runner in this contest. And I am very hopeful that on Saturday, 31st of this month, the delegates of the MPP will elect him as the flag bearer of the party so that he leads the party into the 2028 election and stands a great chance of emerging victorious in the next general election in this country. We are looking about cost of living issues. We are looking about jobs and income guarantees. We are looking at messages on anti-corruption, and he seems to stand very tall on this. Kennedy is loved by the delegates.
What sets Kennedy apart from the rest?
Is this message. He comes out as a non-conventional politician, very courageous, truthful and honest, or penny person. He has empathy and sympathy for people.
Abusuya Kwesi Nyantekyi ababidi enkomo na enkomo no obedi edefa onabo ken akompeku Agyapong ho na abusuya enkomo no akwakwa yesi se adanse bi sanso akwa yesi se abasobode ni nyina enese yenim se mpipifo eba beto abana hakitu bi ni akesa na afi wo makwa yi flag bearer na eno nkomo na Kwesi Nyantekyi kodi na abusuya wo kyerese onabo ken akompeku Agyapong aspirant 5 na akwa gina no ono na outstanding ya mpipifo ebetimi de franka no ahya ne nsase flag bearer fi so ono enye MPP fo nko a na pena asem obi a MPP NDC empoga na nyina epe ono aboka na kompe akwa Agyapong asem ti no se MPP fo pe obi na wo de party no ahye ne nsade ene mo forma no eno da chen so a obi oka no kre ni din ho te se corruption ni ade na nya ade se ebi batamata na ho tebusia Kwesi Nyantekyi nsem ya okaka yi menye nsem no enka mfama no ye bekwa kuti nsem a Kwesi Nyantekyi ekaye edefa honorable Ken akompere ko Agyapong ho na aye too much GHS so best say ye kotie no emi subscriber to say na wakai say the bill no beka wo say no upload ni to the first person ya won say ebedika ka me yenko ne yenkotie Kwesi Nyantekyi abra na what join news na odi Kennedy ho enkomo
Agyapong is one particular politician in Ghana whose popularity in fact knows no bounds. His acceptability cuts across his party. There are people in other political parties such as NDC, CPP, and other parties who admire and support him and wish that he will be put up as a candidate for the MPP so they can support him. In fact, we describe him as the luckiest politician in Ghana because he appears to be the only politician that almost all Ghanaians are yearning for and asking his party to present him as a candidate so they will elect him in 2028. If we go to the various markets, women, men, you go to mosques, you go to churches, you go to lorry stations, everybody is talking about Kennedy Agyapong. He comes out as a very fearless, courageous, and non-conventional politician who cuts through the stereotyping that people form about politicians. He comes across with a strong message. Kennedy Agyapong talks about employment. As we speak now, what are the kind of things that Ghanaian voters are looking for in a presidential candidate? We are looking about cost of living issues. We are looking about jobs and income guarantees. We are looking at messages on anti-corruption, and he seems to stand very tall on this. If we look at his acceptability, electability, and how people see him, he appears to be the front runner in this contest. And I am very hopeful that on Saturday, 31st of this month, the delegates of the MPP will elect him as the flag bearer of the party so that he leads the party into the 2028 election and stands a great chance of emerging victorious in the next general election in this country.
Yeah, it is true. Kennedy is liked and loved, but the service that come does not really put in the front runner you're talking about.
Which surveys? There are many surveys that are conducted.
Okay.
I just saw one of the
Musa
Dankwa, the Supremo, who has dominated this space for a while. And I respect him for the surveys that he's done. There are other surveys, and one notable survey is the one led by Dr. Ivan Zuya. I have read Ivan Zuya's surveys, which have a sample size of 10%, a bigger sample size than what our brother Musa Dankwa has been putting out. Musa Dankwa's sample size, I'm not sure, go beyond 2%. Okay. I think it's always 1%, 1.2%. It has nothing to do with acceptability of the outcomes of his surveys. But I believe that a research with a bigger sample size portends a wider acceptability and closer to reality than probably the one with the smaller sample size.
Okay.
That notwithstanding, I'm not taking away anything from Mr. Dankwa's sample. And that is really food for thought for us. When you see those surveys, it means that there is more work for you to do. You need to look at areas that have been highlighted. Probably you are not doing things right. But me, from where I sit, I have been deeply involved in the campaign of Kennedy Agyapong. I have played the role of a campaign director for the 5 northern regions. And so I have had the opportunity to visit at least 51 out of the 57 constituencies in northern Ghana. I've interacted with at least 3,000 out of the 36,450 delegates in the 5 northern regions. And the impression I get is that Kennedy is loved by the delegates.
3,000 out of 300 and something thousand.
That's about 10%. Yes. I'm saying at least. At least. I've dealt with at least 3,000 of delegates. Directly, indirectly, through phones and other mediums of communication, probably another 3,000 or 4,000. And that has emboldened my belief that Kennedy will win this election, inshallah, on 31st January 2026, this year. And what are the messages that Kennedy, or what is the message of Kennedy?
I will come there, but don't you get scared that Mr. Dankwa, for example, has had his predictions so right for a long time now, that when he says Bawumia is winning, that doesn't it scare you?
But don't you also see that the research of Musa Dankwa, take candidates Bawumia, for instance, in 2023, he scored 61.4%. That was the actual result. Now, subsequent researches by the venerable Musa Dankwa have seen a downward trend or a decline in the standing from 61 to 57 to 51 to now 45 or so. Yeah. Of delegates. You know, the researches that he's done, there are different researches. Some of them are on MPP delegates, some of them are on MPP supporters, some of them are on Ghanaian voters, and so forth and so on. I'm just concentrating my comments on the MPP delegates.
Okay.
There are 211,300 approximately delegates who are going to decide the next flag bearer of the MPP. And they are the most important people in this regard.
Okay.
Every other person, your opinion may be persuasive, but it will not be binding on determining the outcome of this election.
Okay.
So I want to focus more on that. And I'm telling you that there is a slide, a decline in the performance. Vis-a-vis a rise in the performances of Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. The very last time I saw the...
this one was done on 31st December 2025. Says, in its latest survey report, Global Info Analytics, which has been consistently tracking the MPP polls for some months now, reviewed that Dr. Bawumia has now taken a 73% lead among MPP delegates. Following at second place is Kennedy Agyapong with 19% and Dr. Brian Agyapong at 5%.
Delegates?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Is it delegates or supporters?
Yeah, it's now taking a 73% lead among MPP delegates.
And how many delegates did he interview? Did he indicate that?
Let me go down there. Maybe I'll get how many.
All right. Let's
Okay.
not go into.
Yeah.
I'm not contesting that, but the point is that the we are on the ground, and I respect him. Be that as it may. I believe that
the real work is on the ground.
Yes. I'm running from.
Yeah. What sets Kennedy apart from the rest?
Is this message. Apart from the likability for him as a person, he comes out as a non-conventional politician, very courageous, truthful, and honest. When you interview ordinary people on the street, or penny person, he has empathy and sympathy for people. If we look at his social activities, he donates monies to support indigent people. He supports all kinds of people, and without even knowing them. And that means that he has empathy, he has love for people. But the message stands out clearly. In Ghana, as we speak now, the biggest challenge to the country is unemployment. Unemployment is the biggest challenge. And he's the only MPP presidential aspirant whose message hinges on unemployment. In Ghana, as we speak now, the youth between the ages of from 0 to 35% constitute about 73% of our population. And between 15 and 25 years, about 32% of them are unemployed. Between 15 and 35 years, 22% of them are unemployed. And every year, our universities and tertiary institutions produce over 100,000 graduates who are also unemployed. Out of that, less than 15% of them are employed within 1 year. Now, about 1.3 million Ghanaian youth or young people are unemployed.
Okay.
To me, it is not a problem of the young people. This is a national security crisis for us to handle. Because the attendant effect of unemployment, you can imagine what happens. A lot of people go into social vices, unintended things that will happen and affect the country. So the unemployment situation is very critical. And this is the man who has confronted unemployment headlong in his campaign. He says that when I come, I will create jobs for the youth. When he goes to Walawale, he is able to identify job opportunities there. He says, Walawale, there is a lot of watermelon there. There is a lot of potato cultivated there. He goes to Sabuba and says that Sabuba people, you farm a lot of rice. When I come, I'll put up a rice milling factory for you. So you realize that a lot of these opportunities that he advocates, which are all anchored in the private sector, appear to be, I think, if not the only, but one of the brightest solutions to the challenges of unemployment in this country. And you say, somebody who has done it before. If we look at his track record, he has set up a lot of private enterprises in various sectors of the economy, including the media, including fishery, steel and manufacturing, and so forth and so on. And has provided gainful employment to people in excess of 7,000 in this country. So when he says he can do it, we know he has done it before and is capable of doing it again. So this opportunity to provide jobs, to me, is one major and bold initiative that addresses the concerns and the needs of the youth of this country. And besides that, besides jobs, he comes across as I said, a courageous and very honest person. And one of the thematic pillars of his campaign is patriotism, honesty, and discipline. These can be identified as the basis for most of the problems we have in this country. If we were disciplined, a lot of state institutions, a lot of private sector initiatives that failed in the past will not fail. They will really deliver according to their mandate. And I believe that such a person, when he's given the opportunity, will deliver and meet the expectations of Ghanaians.
Abusia we ni nsam ya Kwesi Nyantekyi ekoka ye edefa honorable Ken Akumpre Agyapong ne bi ekyerese Kwesi Nyantekyi na se we no wo ye de etua honorable kekese bra ne ho nsensem ba ye anas expose de ade ba ye no honorable na a defending ye palma we nim a defending Kwesi Nyantekyi ye parent say brass so one also e kwa premium na se Kwesi Nyantekyi ba want me kan say ya as a we no e na ase e na wode man bi so kyerɛ sɛ there be some ya wo kan e defa honorable ho e no kwasem say MPP fo betia e be bom so mo kyerɛ sɛ wusi fom na wo bisa ne o Ghana fo pa wo mo kyerɛ sɛ wo de ken bad ya ye beto aba no e de amom we ne nsɛm ya e koso message sɛ wo so we ja comment e wo comment section ho e de amam all the social media handles no e too much GH subscribe like no wa share na fofo so enye bi ahwe dark good and I'm just so ye be share